And for United as well, who looked like they were just turning a corner up against Aston Villa. 2 late goals, those saw them get a point. You take a look at how that could affect their race to get in the top 4 as it stands. They are sitting 7th, 5 points adrift of West Ham. Granted, though, they do have 2 games in hand, 3 points adrift of Arsenal. Those two have played the same amount of matches. Jules, what are you hearing within the United camp?
Well, we're seeing another kind of incident or altercation via media, really, between Anthony Martial and Ralph Rangnick. Rangnick saying that Martial didn't want to play that game. Martial saying, hang on a minute, I've been here 7 years, I always want to play for United. So one of them is lying, for sure, because he wasn't there. We saw that without Cristiano Ronaldo, and Rangnick again said it was maybe United's best hour since he arrived. And again, we don't need to go into are they better with Ronaldo or without Ronaldo. It's a different team when he's not there, which is totally normal. But in that game, Bruno Fernandes scored 2 goals. Will be the first one quite lucky, but maybe the way they pressed and the way they ran was certainly a bit different. The dynamic was different. Maybe the fact that Marcus Rashford wasn't there either. So I thought it was a very, very interesting game. But in the end, they still didn't win. They dropped 2 more points, which was a terrible weekend, even if West Ham lost as well. But it was tough, and there's still a lot of things for Rangnick to figure out, to sort out. And I still don't think it would be easy for him.
It won't, Shaq, because you still struggle to see really what's going on in this United tactic starting 11, how big that difference is between Rangnick and Solskjaer.
Yeah, listen, it is. At least I thought he changed the formation and things looked reasonably better for an hour at least. But then credit Steven Gerrard and Aston Villa for the changes that he made that just totally turned this game on his head. And I think that spoke to United's inability to adjust. He brings on him, Gerrard makes a couple of attacking changes, and United just kind of go about business as usual. And even as Villa kind of grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck, there was nothing from United to adjust, to take away the momentum from Aston Villa. And that, for me, was the concern. That at least he's listened to some criticism. At least he's figured out a way that the dressing room, the players that he has, he can utilize better. But then his mid-game management, for me, it was sorely lacking. And that, for a manager of his experience, is a concern.
I must have watched a different game. I must have watched a different game. My generosity is absolutely at stretching point to 45 minutes, probably closer to half an hour. After half-time, they just took a battering. They had a couple on the counter-attack with Greenwood, I'll give you that. But apart from that, they did nothing but feed off Villa mistakes. If I go through this United squad team, De Gea's back to some excellent form. Varane, quality player. Dalot, out. Lindelof, not good enough for Man United. Tellez, not good enough for Man United. Luke Shaw, yeah, good player when he wants to be. Fred, Matic, no. Fernandes, 2 goals at the weekend. Well done. Where's he been the rest of the time? Needs to get his head out his backside, stop complaining. Shows he's that player again that when he first came in, wanted to prove it to the fans. Not this guy that's complaining, whinging, moaning when everybody touches him. Got a chance, though, to keep going. Greenwood's a good young player. Keeps taking them off. Who else? Alanga's a young lad. Rashford's head's gone at the moment. Don't know what's wrong with him. Cavani's going to be picking his pension up soon. So's Ronaldo.
So what are we saying? Are we saying it's not Rangnick's fault?
And the manager's halfway clueless at the moment.
But if you...
I'm just telling you, that's the problems that they have, right?
So if the players are the problem, then it doesn't make any difference who you have in charge. Be it Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, be it Rangnick.
No. Good managers get more out of players. I'm just telling you where I think, in relation to Liverpool and City and Chelsea, their biggest competitors, where they are. Those players that played at the weekend. And I think I'm being kind to 1 or 2 of them. This club is aiming. This club needs to aim for the stars. It needs to shoot for the stars, and it's not. And it's not. And Rangnick's not the answer. He's not the answer either. But that's where they are, outplayed by Aston Villa 2 games in a row. That's where they are. Frank?
I think it's really what Manchester United is missing when they try to buy players, where the essence of Manchester United in the 90s, where they came back and they won, I think it was in 95, 96, the Premier League, coming back from maybe 11 or 13 points behind Newcastle. They brought 5 young players. 5 players were, very hungry about being in the Premier League. Gary Neville, David Beckham, Phil Neville, Scholes, and some others, which are the essence. I understand what the fans are expecting from a club like that. Those players who come over don't get it. They get the money, but they don't understand the meaning of belonging to Manchester United. And that's what the board is missing for more than a decade. What Sir Alex Ferguson created is a mentality. And they don't have that mentality anymore. They don't understand what it means to be a Manchester United player, and it's why they don't have the result.
I tell you, and I forgot one, and he's easily forgettable at the moment, Jadon Sancho.
Yeah.
Hasn't kicked a ball. Somebody tell me anything he's done. He's probably done something in 6 months, but it's not much. Probably done something. I'd expect him to do a bit more. There's a reason he's sitting on his backside in the bench. He's done nothing. I tell you what, I tell you how bad they are at the moment, right? And this is people don't write reality, but this is a reality check. Villa were poor in the first half. Poor. Gerrard's been in there and he shook them up a little bit. Then they hit the buffers. And he's not going to stand for mediocrity. At half-time, he would have been roasting that Villa team. And do you know what they've been saying? I imagine, because I'm thinking it, and I think most are, this United team are weak. They're embarrassing. You can get at them. And what Villa did in the first half was not good enough for Aston Villa. Never mind for Man United. And I think he went in at half-time, he made some changes, and he probably wiped the floor with 1 or 2 of those players. Get out there, because this team are weak in the backbone. And Villa went out, and they took it to Man United. That's what every team does now. They take it to Man United. This is one of the most expensively assembled squads in Europe, and yet they're a pale shadow of what they should be. And it's 2 years. I keep going back to this. It's 2 years, 2.5 years of poor management, and longer with the chief executive and the owners, to sit and let the Solskjaers of this world and 1 or 2 just sit there and allow this mediocrity. This is what happens when it festers. It's not fixed in 6 weeks. It's not. It's not fixed in 6 weeks. There's bigger problems than that at Man United. And every team in the Premier League, almost every team in the Premier League, will fancy taking them on now. That's how bad they are at the moment.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.